Good evening and thank you for joining us. Those suffering from addiction and who lost their lives to overdoses were on the minds of Thunder Bay residents this morning as the DEC Foundation hosted its annual Overdose Awareness Walk. The event brought out almost 100 residents to show their support and honor those who've passed. Jessica Clement reports.
A sea of purple could be seen walking down Arthur Street Saturday morning as residents gathered together for the DEC Foundation's annual Overdose Awareness Walk. The group started their walk at the Arthur Street Walmart parking lot before heading east towards City Hall. The walk allowed attendees to remember their loved ones who were lost to overdoses while also showing support to those struggling with substance abuse. Debbie Bevan says this year's walk is a memory of her son, Richard Gunn, who passed away in June of this year.
He would be very proud of what's happening here. This is his recovery community, and he would be amazed at the support, and I'm amazed at the support for this, because this is new to me. But going forward, I will be fighting very hard.
It's an illness that's very misunderstood. These people, like I said, they're a lot of things, and that does not define them. They had so many great attributes and qualities, and we just want to remember them for the beautiful humans they were.
DEC founder Carolyn Carl notes the event is also meant to shed light on the opioid crisis and fight for more resources to address it.
Our city is the third highest with the opioid deaths and the crisis, and we are in bad shape, and so we keep walking for the families so that we don't forget these beautiful people that were lost to this toxic drug poisoning. I lost my daughter 3 years ago, and we need to keep fighting for more resources for the folks left behind. It's too late for our kids, but we're going to do whatever we can in the community to keep others alive.
Carl notes the event keeps growing year after year, with more families coming out to grieve and show their support. Around 100 residents took part in this year's walk, and Carl says while it's amazing to see so many people, it's also bittersweet.
Everybody wearing a purple jersey has lost somebody, and a lot of these kids here today are fighting for their lives. Some of them are still in active addiction, and they just want to live, and it is such a hard battle. I give them so much credit. They are literally champions in my eyes.
I'm so thankful for today. I'm so thankful for this community. I'm so thankful for the people that supported Richie through all this. And I'm praying that people can fight the good fight and that people will become more aware. That's the most important thing to me.
Jessica Clement, TBT News.
10 months after the tragic death of a teenager in Shoal Lake 39 First Nation near Kenora, a woman from that community has been arrested by OPP and Treaty 3 police. The body of 18-year-old William Prince was found on a roadway in Shoal Lake 39 back on January 17th. Treaty 3 police requested the OPP to assist with the investigation. On Wednesday, police arrested 32-year-old Laura Mendaman from Shoal Lake 39. She's been charged with impaired driving and failing to stop at an accident resulting in death. She's due back in court on November 7th. Dryden OPP responded to a serious transport crash today outside of Vermilion Bay. It caused the vehicle to flip upside down. The driver was charged with a number of offenses, including careless driving and driving with a major defect because the truck door was tied shut to prevent it from opening. The driver sustained only minor injuries in the crash. Work is just about complete on a new seniors housing complex in Dryden. Mayor Jack Harrison says the 40-unit building is much needed in the community, and the head of the Kenora District Services Board says they were also eager to make it happen. Justin Hardy has this story.
The nearly completed seniors complex on Arthur Street in Dryden was made possible by over $16 million from the federal government and a smaller contribution from the province. These affordable units are intended to help keep as many of Dryden's aging population in the community as possible. The accessible building is being made to fit the needs as pointed out by community seniors. KDSB Chief Administrative Officer Henry Wall says that without available dedicated housing for seniors, many would be forced to move elsewhere.
We should, as a community, have enough space for our seniors who want to be here, remain here. They worked all their life here. They lived here. They raised their kids here. And that's what this project is going to do. It is only 40 units, but we really designed our building it with all the feedback that seniors gave us in terms of what is important.
Dryden Mayor Jack Harrison brought up the nearly complete project at the council meeting held Monday. He calls the new build a win for all generations in the community.
We've seen this in other developments in town where we've had developer open up a seniors apartment, and that freed up a number of homes for the younger generation, young people, families. So We want them to stay in Dryden and grow their families. So this will be an opportunity where we'll see a lot of houses come on the market for our young folks. So it's a win-win for both generations, absolutely.
Work on the building itself is fully complete. All that remains is the sidewalks and paving of the parking lot, which is expected to be completed in the upcoming weeks. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
The leadership of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is being called into question by a group of his own party's backbench MPs. They're discussing plans to formally ask Trudeau to consider the future of the Liberal Party and whether he should be at the helm of it. It comes after those recent by-election losses for the party and polling showing fewer and fewer Canadians want Trudeau to lead the nation. CTV's Colton Prale reports.
Back from a whirlwind trip to Laos, the Prime Minister returning to a political firestorm. While refueling in Hawaii late Friday, Justin Trudeau and his staff learned of reports that dozens of backbench Liberal MPs are preparing to formally ask him to decide on his future. It happened last week in what's being described as a secret caucus away from the main meeting, where sources told CTV News some Liberals voiced their frustrations to each other.
Parliament is a mess. The NDP have left the deal, and so now the MPs, I think, are even more inclined to say, look, where is our plan?
Questions about Trudeau's leadership have swirled for months. By-election losses, the resignation of the Liberals' national campaign director, and an MP publicly calling for the PM to resign have only added to the pressure.
More of the same isn't going to work. So either you go or something changes.
Others are defending his leadership.
I'm disappointed because Canadians expect us to be focusing on Canadians and doing this work. And I know my colleagues. I know that that is top of mind.
As the Bloc looks to capitalize on the disarray, the Conservatives forced confidence votes, while the NDP haven't pushed for new legislation of their own, instead focusing on the pharmacare rollout.
It seems like the Liberals are focused on their own drama. They're caught up in their own drama. We're focused on people.
However Trudeau decides to respond, one challenge he'll face is corralling his troops. The House of Commons is on a week-long break, and MPs won't be back in Ottawa until October 21st, complicating his ability to respond quickly and decisively. Colton Prale, CTV News, Ottawa.
Back here in Thunder Bay, where Norwest Community Health Centres is celebrating the results of its Clean, Green and Beautiful grant received from the City of Thunder Bay. Norwest worked with Willow Springs Creative Centre to establish a new look for the Simpson Street Community Garden. Grants of up to $5,000 are available from the city for local beautification projects. The community garden on Simpson Street now has a new labyrinth-style centerpiece area. It includes a variety of plants, from herbal and medicinal to perennials, berry plants, and shrubs. In the center is a turtle made from mosaic patio stone to represent Turtle Island. The goal was to improve the area's overall appearance and create a safe and welcoming space for the neighborhood to use and enjoy.
We've created a mosaic patio stone in the middle that features a turtle for Turtle Island. And then we've incorporated native plants, herbal plants, medicinal plants, some lovely sage. We are going to be planting in the spring some sweetgrass into the garden. And we're hoping that people will be able to just walk the path of the labyrinth, smell the plants, use the plants.
The Simpson Street Garden team hosted a celebratory barbecue for the neighborhood on Thursday. Vinny says the garden has produced more tomatoes than ever before, all thanks to each volunteer for their continuing dedication. Local kids were taught the in and outs of fire safety today, as Thunder Bay Fire Rescue hosted an open house at the Fire HQ this afternoon. The event marked the end of Fire Prevention Week activities, which was created to promote overall fire safety in an engaging way. The kids were treated to fire truck and ambulance tours, fire extinguisher demonstrations, fire safety posters, and information booths. Local author Jeannie Penzawal was also at the open house, reading and signing her children's book about fire safety, No Dragons for Tea.
In the story, a dragon accidentally starts a fire, and through the process of getting out of the home, the child and the dragon learn what to do in an emergency situation. So it's a story. It's a way of teaching kids important information through story, and it's intended to be accessible for young kids and engaging and entertaining.
Wow, that's the future of our communities, and we still have around 100 fire deaths per year in Ontario. We're trying to change those stats, so best way to do that is to start young, teach them to have working smoke alarms, have evacuation plans, and then hopefully we can reduce those numbers of fire fatalities.